Hello everyone, and welcome in to this presentation of the Sportsman series as part of the Stock series here on the PRA network. We are coming live to you from the Sardegna road course, the C layout in reverse. So beautiful venue in the mountainside of Italy as we here feature the Miatas once more for the first race of 3 in week 2. We are currently in the qualifying session, so for all of our road courses, our qualifying will be a 10-minute timed qualifying to see who gets the fastest lap out of everyone. How this will work is we have 3 different lobbies currently open, so 3 different qualifying heats, if you will, for lap time. We are currently in the Ford's qualifying lobby. So each manufacturer gets its own qualifying between Ford, Chevy, and Toyota. They're all in the same lobbies together. This Ford lobby is the largest group attending tonight, so we will be present for their qualifying, as we're about 2 minutes into this qualifying session already. So far, Perry has the fastest lap of a 59.3. Let's hop on board with Perry and see how he's doing. Coming out of this sweeping right into these S's into the hairpin, the final hairpin, I should say. This track is pretty tricky, so we'll go on board for Perry on this next lap to kind of break down the track itself. So as we come up the final turn into this downhill, into the front straight with the pit lane, into a turn 1 sharp hairpin, you can see a lot of opportunities for overtakes coming into this turn 1. The braking is key, especially here, as it's very easy to overdrive it and not hit brake pads, as well as getting out of the turn, overdriving the car as well, a little bit like Perry just did. But he's still holding on pretty solid. So we have the downhill and the uphill sweeping corners, another S. This section right here is full out if you want to go fast. So very heart-wrenching to get that right, since it takes very precise steering and just positioning the car in the perfect way to get through the corner as fast as you can and not crash your car into the wall. So as we make it around with Perry for this lap, beautiful view of the windmills. Let's check out on some other guys after we see this lap. Perry puts down. It will be a 1:03. So slowest lap of his so far, not including the out lap. But 59.3 is a very impressive time in this car. Let's check out some of our other contenders. JP Chips in this cool looking number 10 Cab Cadet yellow car. JP Chips is part of Ford's racing for Lost Luck Racing with his teammate John. Let's check on John. Kind of somewhat behind in the Taco Bell 14. All these cars starting to group up a little bit. Possibly some people might try to want to take advantage of some slipstream on this main straight as Nitro heads into pit, possibly get a new set of tires for the second stint. As John actually does set the fastest lap as a 59.204. That's a very impressive lap for these cars. See Perry still in second with a 59.24, kind of waiting out this group of cars in front of them just a little bit. Want to spread out some, you don't want to ruin your qualifying time by getting in the way of someone else. about 3 minutes to go here in this qualifying session for the Ford group. Let's take a look at all of our drivers who are in here in their current standings. So first, we have John, who is sitting on pole currently for this race, losing a little bit in the gravel, but I don't think he has too much to worry about right now, as 59.204 is a very strong lap. John of Lost Luck Racing is currently sitting in 4th for the championship, after getting 4th at last week's race at the Daytona Oval. This being week 2 of the series, only our second track, so that oval race really determining a lot of the positioning right now. But as we get deeper into the season with more road courses, it'll truly kind of show who might have been an outlier at the oval and who's really got what it takes to win the championship this season. And second is Perry, coming in as a free agent. Had a tough time last week with a few unfortunate breaks, both in the heat and in the race, but road course in his element, sitting comfortably in second right now. JP Chips is John's teammate. He is sitting in 3rd. Time to discuss the teams as well. So Lost Luck Racing is currently sitting in 2nd in the total standings of the entire stock series. By the way, I may mention as well that John, who is currently sitting on pole, is the owner of the Lost Luck team. So his performance today may give their team a great boost coming into weeks 3 and beyond. Sitting in 4th is Nitro. Nitro in the Oscar Mayer 06 car. He's driving for Rings of Saturn, owned by King Saturn in the Elite Series. Rings of Saturn also sitting very well in the standings, sitting in 3rd place. Tonight, he is the only one on his team competing, as his teammate Phil, who won the Daytona race for the Sportsman Series, was not able to make it this week. So that will really open up the floodgates for the championship standings after this week, as we take a look to finish this final lap here in the Ford session. Looks like John will hold on to the pole here. If I didn't mention it before, it will be the top 4 from each lobby, as well as the 2 next fastest wildcard drivers. So, as we get everyone through, advancing will be John, Perry, JP Chips, and Nitro out of the Ford series. Now, as we will hop over to another one of the qualifying sessions who have just started. As we hop in here to the second heat, it'll be combined with the Chevys and the Toyotas to make it a little bit easier, so we don't have 3 split heats with only like 2 drivers in a single manufacturer. But here we see into this lobby, Buzz and Bile currently has the lead. Sitting with a 59.227. Getting to the 59.2s here is a very impressive feat, as I previously mentioned. Have Wired, Fufu, Rum Runner, Yurt, SFD, aka Craig, as I will get it right this time, hopefully, and Root Metal. Test 1, 2 for the mic. Can y'all hear me in here? Make sure we get all of our technical difficulties out of the way in qualifying instead of the main race, hopefully this week. Alrighty, thank you. I guess we're all good. So, coming into lap 5 now for Bio, about 4 minutes into this qualifying session. Bio still holding the lead. Wired in second. Let's take inventory of who is in this lobby. So, we'll start with Buzz and Bile of D-Boy Racing, teammates with Yurt, who is their franchise owner, currently sitting in 6th in this lobby. Hopefully Bile is looking to put a strong performance on for the team. Second place is Wired. Wired Racing for Captain Racing, the only representative of Captain Racing in the Sportsman series. Wired had an unfortunate end to the race last week, as after the caution cutoff, he got spun out in an unfortunate turn of events, finishing in last place for that race. So he's looking to make up for it this week. In third place is Rum Runner. Rum Runner is a free agent running in a Chevrolet, the number 51 car, Home Depot. As he's going to cross the line currently in third place, setting a new record for himself, but not making an impression on the top 2 thus far. Fourth place is Fufu. The other Canadian, well, there's 3 Canadians in this lobby, himself, Wired, and Root Metal. Fufu is another free agent, joining on with Rum Runner. I believe, yeah, Root Metal, who is in 5th, driving the Camry car, is also a free agent. The other 2, however, are not free agents, as we have Yurt, previously mentioned owner of D-Boy Racing, hoping to make an impression into the top 5, currently sitting in the 1 minute range. Root Metal also in the 1 minute range. As Yurt past Root, he does not. Fufu sitting with a 59.7. Let's see if he improves it here. He does not, but still close to it. And then last is Craig, who is driving for MRC Racing. Rum Runner. What a lap from Rum Runner, the 59.004. Wow. Okay. So Rum Runner might be the guy to watch for this race tonight, as that's a lap. I don't know what more to say there. Bile getting into the 59.0s as well. 59.057. Trying to get his pole position back, but Rum Runner so far has a stranglehold on it. And honestly, I'd have to just give a massive round of applause if he gets this car under the 59 mark. That is very remarkable. Definitely trying to show off, seeing if someone will want to pick him up for later on this season or into next season for sure. Let's hop on board with Bile, see what he can do to possibly make an impression on that 59.0 as Root Metal heads to the pits towards the end of this qualifying session. Hoping to get fresh tires, possibly one more hot lap out there. As Bile comes in, the 59.9. A lot of guys starting to get off the pace, as tire wear here is going to be a pretty major factor. Rum Runner now heading in, saying he's pretty comfortable at the time he has. Bio spinning out, trying to push all he can out of this car to get under Rum Runner's time. Wired crosses the line, back in the 1 minutes. Tire wear, as I previously mentioned, on 3 times for tires and fuel. So, in this race, definitely one stop. Well, actually no, probably not a stop for fuel in the Sportsman series, but we will see. However, a pit stop for tires may be necessary if these guys want to stay on softs, which softs are the superior tire to the hard tires, but taking hard tires may mean you don't have to pit, so we're going to see the tire strategy come into play at the start of the race, as everyone's obviously going to take soft tires for the qualifying session. Hufu did jump into second place for 59.032, jumping Bile in the starting order. As this will be the last lap. Hufu trying to get one more lap in. I just received word as well that with the limited entries and the combining of the Chevy and Toyota lobbies, everyone from both lobbies will be getting into the main race, as we have a total of 14 drivers. SFDP will be the last person to cross the line, not necessarily making an indent into his time at all. But the qualifying isn't what counts. It's only where you start, not where you finish. So taking a look into the main race, we will run 20 laps here. Getting through 20 laps, pretty much unscathed, hopefully. Though we may see cautions that will really shake things up, as this is a very challenging circuit. So, as we had our track run through a bit earlier on, we can discuss it again when we get into the main lobby, but now, as qualifying is over, I will take myself a quick water break for everyone to hopefully get in for the main event. Alrighty, everyone. To fill the time while we wait to get the starting order set up and the main lobby set up for our 20-lap main event, let's go ahead and take a bit of a breakdown of last week's events. If you want to catch up on the full races, all 3 races have been posted to the PRA Network YouTube as videos from last week, so be sure to check those out. The Elite Series was just posted today, and the Sportsman Series and Challenger Series were posted from sometime last week. So be sure to check those out. But if you were unable to make or spectate either of those races live, let's take a little bit of inventory as to where we are in each series. So, sitting here in the Sportsman Series, as previously mentioned, the driver's standings after last week. In first place is Phil of Ring of Saturn. He's sitting with 16 points with the race win last week at Daytona. In second place is Outlaw of NTG Racing, who I'm not sure if he made it here tonight. Actually, I don't think he did. So, the top 2 in the drivers' standings for the Sportsman Series are out of this race. So that leaves the provisional points leader, I guess, JP Chips, who is in 3rd with Lost Luck Racing, and his teammate John in 4th, both of those getting the back-to-back finishes at Daytona. 5th place is actually Yurt. 6th place is Vanilla Bear, who is not racing tonight. In 7th place is Snowstorm, who is, I believe, also not racing tonight. Or is he here? I believe he is here, actually. Apologies. Tied with him in 7th with 9 points is Root Metal. In 9th is MRC Racing's Crazy Alt. And in 10th, J Villa rounds it out. The Ford free agent, who is in the other lobby and will be in this main race tonight. All these guys hoping to make an indention into the point standings and get themselves up the order to possibly make a run for the Sportsman Series Championship. I knew I would make the mistake at least once. It is the Sportsman Series tonight. I do not know why I want to keep calling it the Challenger Series. Challenger Series will be tomorrow night. I guess speaking of the Challenger Series, though, we could go ahead and take a quick look at the Challenger Series standings as well. As a quick breakdown, first place is Pocono of NTG Elite Racing. Second place is MRC Racing's Eleventy. Third place is Trent of Team Aftershock. So first place is a Chevy, second place is a Toyota, and third place is a Ford. Fourth place is B-Dog with NTG Elite. Fifth place is a tie for 5th place with 2 Chevy free agents, Wolfpack and Joystick Justin. There's your top 5 for that. And then your top 5 for the Elite Series would be Vinny Vinegars, who got the win in an impressive and chaotic finish to that race. Honestly, all 3 races this season have had very exciting finishes. So if you have not watched those yet, please do check those out. As I said, Vinny Vinegars winning the race. Diff of Atlantic Championship Racing in 2nd. 3rd place is a tie. One of those being Diff's teammate I Am Lost, and the other being JSM Turismo of NTG Elite. And in 5th place is Luke Mann, also of NTG Elite. For the championship standings, the points will be based off of, I believe, of averages. They have their own point system. But sitting in first is NTG Elite Racing. NTG Elite is owned by, I believe... See, I'm still getting my notes together as well. Apologies. Yes, NTG Elite is owned by Pocono Racing in the Challenger Series. That team consisting of himself, B-Dog, Jason Turismo, Luke Man, and Outlaw, who is not running tonight, unfortunately. At least, again, stand corrected if I am wrong. So everyone who is in the chat so far, who do y'all have winning this race? I see you, Wyatt, and you can say yourself all you want. We will have to see. Prove it on the track, bud. Hello, Cross, and hello everyone else. As I said, if you are coming in, watching live, or if you are watching this after the fact, as we get on the track for the pre-race practices now. Quick run of cars while we get everyone in still. As here we go, we are about to go into the main race. Or not? Okay. The lobby is down. We will wait for it to come back up with everybody in. Unless that's just my end screwing up. Hopefully I'll knock on wood so y'all can hear it as well. That is wood. We are knocking on it so this stream does not go down again this week. The post-recording stuff was pretty fun with last week, though. Thinking of maybe doing some interesting things with that if anyone is interested, possibly to see in the next few weeks. Even with the live streams back up, I think there's some potential with that, so we'll just see. We might have something special planned. I'm still just buying time for the server to come up. I guess that gives us a good chance to also look just at some other stuff currently going on. For anyone interested in Wreckfest or the Wreckfest side of PRA, be sure to check out on the Discord. We now have the registrations and just information open for Season 17 of PRA Wreckfest. So be sure to message wired__TN, who is racing tonight, if you are interested, or join the Discord if you haven't already. The Wreckfest side of things is very exciting as well. A very different type of racing from Gran Turismo, typically. Though, I don't know, some people get a little pushy in both. But still very fun nonetheless. If you are interested in that or interested in watching that, that will likely be being broadcast on the PRA network as well. Also, another quick shout out, since we can't forget about them, thanks to Cross. If you are on PC, you can also get involved into the Wreckfest League. Other options are possibly being looked into in the future, but for now, on the PC side of things, you can enjoy PRA Wreckfest PC League. Running multiple races a week. Very fun time over there as well. So has the race started yet? No, we are still getting everybody in. As you can see the list on the left, we have 14 drivers, I believe waiting for one more person, and then we are going to start. We have gone through the qualifying session already. We're currently just having a bit of a practice before, well, the drivers getting out there on the track before the real race starts, but we should be starting any minute, honestly. Hopefully, at least. Glad to have you here as well. Here with the ERE, I believe, though. Then again, at this point, I don't know, I'm probably messing up too. As we do have all 14 drivers in now, hopefully now, after a little bit of delay of getting qualifying through, as the qualifying sessions do take a little bit longer with getting all the lap times sorted out between different lobbies and figuring out the actual starting order. But now our officiating crew of B-Dog and I believe JSM Turismo as well will be helping us get green shortly. So if you weren't here to catch it before, we're going to have 20 laps here at the Sardegna circuit. 3 times tire wear and gas, so the gas may not be a factor in this race, as I believe the lifespan of the gas tank may go around 30 laps. But tires may be an issue for some guys depending on if they are going to want soft tires or hard tires. Because these soft tires at this track, with this fast sweeping curves, really take a wear on those tires pretty quickly. The hard tires being a slower disadvantage, but you don't want to spin out either. And then again, we may see quite a few cautions with people risking it. Especially in this section right here, the uphill. It is full throttle if you can get it right, but if you get it wrong, you're going to be plowing into one of those walls around. We're having to let up. So our fastest lap in qualifying, I will say, was that, if we could find it, it is Rum Rum, the free agent Chevy driver, got a 59.007 in the qualifying heat. So amazing stuff from him. He will be starting on the pole, and we're going to see if that consistently fast lap time can get him running away from this pack a little bit. So definitely, I would say Rum Runner would be definitely a favorite for this race. A few others to take a look at is JP Chips, Buzz and File, Wired. See, Hufu could be into a shout for the win here. John could have a shout for the win. We will see. It'll be interesting to see as well, working together with the different teams involved, how pit strategies may be different from the oval, as we are on the grid with only 13 drivers, as Craig lagged out, so we will see what is done about that. Yes, we are going to have everyone back out to let Craig back in so he can have a fair... Oh. Okay, yeah, we have everyone backing out so we can get everyone back in. What would be a race on Gran Turismo 7 without any difficulties? Guess it's just part of the fun, part of the show, I guess. I guess while we wait for Craig to get back in SFDP, I believe I got that right. Everyone in the chat, you see our starting lineup with everyone over here on the right side. Anyone have any bets for anyone coming into this race? Someone to look out for that you're excited to see race tonight? Now we're gonna hopefully have a second try at this with the start. What is going on with the timer? That's a new one. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Yeah, that's odd. Take a bit of a stroll around the grid to take a look at the different cars and paint schemes that we represented tonight and the different manufacturers as listed. Okay, I guess to scratch what I was going to say. We can still do that really quick, actually, as we now have the starting grid available. So as we head out for the pace lap, we'll be led by John and Rum Runner. So really quick for our series, 2 tallies means a caution, and a tally is basically just a car in a wreck, as long as you don't wreck on your own. So for each car in a wreck involving multiple cars, that will be a tally. So like if just one person gets spun out by someone, that will be just one tally, as not both cars are really wrecked out. But here, as we get our starting lineup, first place is John, second place is Rum Runner, third place is Hoo-Foo, fourth place will be Buzz and Bile, fifth place will be Perry, sixth place will be Wired, or I believe I got these flipped actually. Let's see how they line up. Yes, so Perry will be on the inside, John is kind of leading the pack. As we go through, we have JP Chips, Wired, Nitro, Jay Filla, Root Metal, Shaggy, Yurt, Snowstorm, and SFDP. As we get to the front of the grid, John leading the pack, Rum Runner lining up the side. As we are crawling to the line to start this week 2 race of the Sportsman Series here at Sardegna Road Course, Layout C. As we're going to see who takes the first dive into the first hairpin. It'll be Rum Runner looking at the outside. Does not get it, but John cuts it a little early. Rum Runner will take advantage eventually himself. As if we have a few cars spinning out in the back. It is Wired, JP Chips, Nitro, John running wide a little bit. No cautions on the first lap unless it is deemed major enough to have a full restart. Doesn't look like that will be the case though. Jiffel and Yurt side by side in the uphill S as Yurt's going to spin from it and Shaggy gets collected as well. That is not a place you want to go too wide. Even one wide is risky there. As predicted, Rum Runner is taking a bit of a gap from these guys, taking advantage of everyone getting caught up on each other to try to get away from the pack. Second place is Perry, hoping to have a more fortunate race today. Not being in the pack right now, separating himself is a good way to do that. Third place is Buzz and Bile. Fourth place is Root Metal. All these guys getting a little bit of space from each other. But here we have a fight for fifth as Craig and Hufu are side by side. Jay Philo looking on the inside of Craig. He's going to get it. Hufu looking for the undercut. Gonna make it 3 wide. No, don't do this. The S is coming here. Don't do this. This is scary for SFD and Hufu. And will it work? Craig very smartly lets up. Hufu hits the wall just a little bit as we have everyone getting through the uphill S. Hufu making the undercut on SFD. This fight for fifth is really heating up as the top four are kind of making a bit of a home for their own up there. But we got side by side, and the final hairpin is Hufu gets turned into the barrier. That will be our first tally of the night. We have Jay Phila and SFD side by side to the line. SFD may look for the dive in the inside of turn 1. Jay Phila just taking the wide line, looking for an undercut. Nitro's not going to give it to him, gets punted out a little bit as Nitro is there. Nitro takes 6th, SFD in 5th. Shaggy looking behind these guys in 8th, hoping to see a wreck between these three. Let them fight. Let them fight. Let's see how they take the S. SFD cooks it wide a little bit into the right-hander. Nitro's looking right on his bumper to get an overtake into the last hairpin, going side by side into the last S. Looking to really cook up SFD, and that's basically the racing equivalent of an ankle breaker, I'd say. Need a tire check after that. John is sitting behind these guys in 7th, Snowstorm in 8th, Yurt did fall back to 11th, now fighting Jay Phila. And Hufu, who had that spin of his own, looking to make his way back up the pack. Yurt falling into 12th. Let's take a look at the lead. Perry did take the lead from Rum Runner as we head into the uphill S with these guys into the right. Rum Runner runs a little wide. Root Metal in behind them. And Buzz and Bile looking at the tail of Root Metal. Looking to possibly make a move of his own. But he loses it into the final turn as Buzz and Bile is into the gravel trying to rejoin safely. Nitro looking to get past and take advantage of that. That will not count as a tally as Buzz and Bile was on his own. So now we see these two go side by side to the line. Nitro's got the inside line. Let's see if he can get the overtake done. As he will. Buzz and Bile falls into 5th place. Looking to maybe get a move back on Nitro after the uphill S. Now, if you run too wide on the outside of that outside S, full throttle is the fastest way to do it, but you get a bump to contend with, so that might make your car even more unsettled. Checking on the top 3 now, Perry falls back to 3rd. I'm not sure what happened with him, but Root Metal in second, and Rum Runner takes the lead back. Root Metal just kind of sitting in between these guys, letting them shuffle between themselves, I guess. But Perry is going to try to get the run on Root Metal as we are on lap 7 of 20 here at Sardegna. Perry looking for a move, possibly getting a little bit of a fender, and not going to happen. Root holds on. Nitro still holding on to fourth, starting to gap Buzzin' Bile just a little bit. Checking in, kind of single filing with everyone for now. Just everyone trying to make the least amount of mistakes possible. Really, the winner of this race would be who has the cleanest race, as speaking of, Shaggy does have an unfortunate overdrive into turn 1. Rum Runner may catch him sooner or later as we catch the main pack, if you wanted to call it a pack. As we're going to take a look back really quick, Hufu makes another mistake, possibly getting spun, but I'm not sure, as we didn't have eyes on it, but we will see if that will be a tally or not. But regardless, Hufu falls back to 11th place. Yurt and a few others taking advantage of that. As we talked about, limiting mistakes is key. It's been a nice view under the windmills into the uphill S with SFD going full throttle, pulling in as much of that car can. Little bit of loose car from Snowstorm. This front group of cars, besides Rum Runner, who's really running away from this right now, they're starting to tighten up, as the gap from 6th to 2nd is really tightened up. Well, that's 3rd, apologies. 6th to 3rd is really tightened up, with Nitro possibly looking to size up a move on John into the first hairpin. Keep an eye on this fight for just a little bit. As John gets a little loose, running wide. This is around the point where tires may start being an issue with a little bit of wear. As you see his cars, a lot of cars getting really loose. Nitro, great save on his part to keep a hold of it. Right on the tail of John. Looking for him to make a mistake now, possibly pressuring him into one. As previously mentioned, John's team is currently sitting in 2nd for the standings. So Nitro might be wanting to make a pass to make sure his team can get a boost on John's team in the standings. Nitro racing for Rings of Saturn. As we're going to look back at a fight back here, this three-way battle for 7th between Snowstorm, Wired, and SFD. Really starting to heat up. Nitro still trying to catch John. We look ahead. Buzzin' Bile now trying to catch Perry. Quite a lot of different two-way battles with one car trailing the other. Trying to see who can get past, who makes the least mistakes, as these cars' tires really start loosening up a lot. As noted through testing a lot of the times, the soft tire was faster than the hard tire, even with wear, though it is very risky to do that, as you might spend. Again, limiting mistakes is key, but Wired makes the pass on Snowstorm out of the last turn onto lap 11. Nitro still trying to size John up. Snowstorm gets back past Wired out of the first hairpin. SFD getting a little loose. Yurt might want to make the run on the outside, looking inside for the S's, but that he does back off, not having the run for it. That's probably for the best anyway, knowing the danger of this turn. As SFD does hit the inside wall, and we have a wreck with these guys back here. JP Chips trying to evade, gets caught up in it as well. Yurt gets through barely. Ufu gets through barely. We're going to see if that is enough to bring out the caution. Will be official decision as the race back to the line would be to lap 13 as the leader's already passed 12. But we will see if that brings it out or not. Snowstorm and Wired side by side to the line once more on to lap 12 here into the first hairpin. Snowstorm has the inside line on Wired. We're going to see if he's able to hold it. As he will. Wired looking for a run on this back straight with the S's. Trying to maybe get an undercut. Seeing if Snowstorm overdrives it, which he does not. Into the right-hander. We will check onto the lead pack really quick as Buzz and Bile runs wide. Perry right behind, and we will see with Rum Runner. We will stay under green flag conditions. We are still under green flag. Buzz and Bile holding second. Perry in third. John right on Perry's tail in fourth. Nitro is in fifth. Root Metal in sixth. As mentioned, Root Metal. Sorry. Rum Runner really running away with this race with his lap time. Let's see. John actually has the fastest lap with a 59.085. Rum Runner's fastest lap is 59.5. But running a very consistent 59, which is very important. Let's take a look at John's times. At 59.0, really being an outlier, but still running very consistent in the 59s. Looking for Perry to make a mistake, and he found his gap as he's going to get the undercut on Perry on the exit of the final hairpin onto turn 14. Nitro may even have a run on Perry as well after that. Let's see, Nitro has the inside line. Let's see if he takes advantage of it. Perry not dropping down to the thin. He's going to stay on the outside line. Nitro's going to dive it into the first hairpin. They even get John in the process. No, but he will get Perry as Nitro falls into fourth place. John in third, looking to eye up those leading two now. That's tire wear really starting to take a hold on these cars. We do have Run Runner passing lap cars, I believe that is, yes, that is Shaggy. So lap traffic may come into play though. Shaggy, knowing Shaggy, he's a good guy. He's likely going to let these guys by. Let's not interrupt the flow of the race as Rum Runner is long gone. 6-second gap to second place. We have Bile in second. John in third. Nitro looking to make this move yet again. Let's see if he gets it done this time. John trying to angle up the corner a little bit more, running a little bit wider. Nitro does get the move done with the space John gives him. Perry watching these guys fight. In his mind's probably thinking, guys, go ahead and fight. Y'all take each other out. Let me pass y'all real quick. Get myself a free top three. As John sends it in hard into the sweeping right, Nitro makes the undercut. John really wanted to spot that, but cooked it just a little bit too much. Perry does run into the gravel a little bit, getting caught behind John. Trying not to smack in the back of him. That's going to give Root Metal a chance to possibly fight him, going with 5 to go. This fight over third has really been the place to be for this race. Nitro runs wide a little bit and into the wall. Can he keep a hold of it? He can keep a hold of it, but John's going to take third back. These two keep swapping back and forth between third and fourth. As now Bile approaching the back of Shaggy. Looking to get a little bit of slip off of Shaggy. Pretty smart. John is behind him as well. Nitro falling back a little bit after his mistake after the uphill S. Perry in 5th. Root Metal in 6th. Wired sitting in 7th. A little bit behind these guys. Hufu makes a mistake into the final hairpin. Snowstorm looking to take advantage as he will as Snowstorm moves up into 8th. As we do have some slip and slide back here. Perry loses it into the first hairpin. Root Metal makes it by. Unfortunate break for Perry yet again. So we have another guy losing it as Wired. These tires really starting to show their wear here at Sardegna. But the amount of time you'd lose from trying to stop and make a pit just isn't worth it here in this such short of a race. If there were maybe 10 more laps, it would be worth it. Shaggy loses it into the last hairpin. John gets by pretty comfortably. Nitro trying not to overdrive it, does it. Neither does Root Metal. As we get into 3 to go, no more cautions will be out. Rum Runner trying to make it very carefully around that last turn. Look at his times over at the right side. In the past 7 laps, he has run a very consistent 59. All of his laps being in the 59.7s and 59.8s, other than his 59.1 and 59.3, which are very impressive times, especially this late in the race with so much wear, as he continues to gap the rest of these guys, and without any cautions out, excluding a major mistake, Rum Runner should comfortably come across the line with first, but we'll wait and see. Another knock on wood for Rum Runner. Bile is in 2nd. John still trying to chase in 3rd. Nitro trying to make up lost ground in 4th place, trying to catch John with Root Metal in 5th. Only 2 to go for the lead lap cars. However, that doesn't mean this race is over yet, even with the gaps that are here. As with the tire wear going on with these cars, it's going to be very hard to keep these cars on the track, so any mistake at any time could really change any of these positions. These guys really need to focus on keeping their car on the track and just bringing her home safe with 2 to go. Now, about to be 1 to go, as Rum Runner is going to take the white flag here at Sardegna Road Course C layout reverse. We do have John actually slipping up as Nitro is going to take 3rd back from yet again. This fight just continues as we have another car in the back whose spot it is Hufu. About to get passed by Yurt and Snowstorm for 8th place and 9th place. So a few fights going on now. JP Chips and J Phil towards that. JP Chips loses the car as J Phil is going to take 12th from him towards the back. These cars really on ice pretty much on these tires. Trying to keep it together. Wired in 7th, Perry in 6th. Let's catch up with the lead pack. Nitro still holding on to 3rd. As Rum Runner is now contending with JP Chips in lap traffic after his spin. JP Chips has another spin, probably just pulling off the side to let the leaders go. One person who has not really had any issues this race is Rum Runner, as dominant in qualifying, dominant during the race, and taking the checkered flag here at Sardegna in round 2 of the Challenger Series. Buzz and Bile ends up taking 2nd. This race for 3rd is finished off by Nitro, as Perry had a spin of his own into the last hairpin. Root Metal is going to steal 4th. Perry falling back to 5th. John had an even bigger slip up in 6th. That last hairpin really taking those 2 guys out. Wire's going to hold on to 7th. Hufu trying to drag this car back around to 8th place. As we see the rest of these guys make it around the circuit. One last fight on the track as Yurt takes 9th. No chance for Craig to catch Snowstorm, as Snowstorm's going to round out the top 10. Craig in 11th, Jay Phillip in 12th. as what a great race from these guys, as we are looking to get our race winner, Rum Runner, into the booth to have a quick chat with him. So hang tight, guys, as we're going to, as I said, get him into the chat, hopefully.
Well,
hello, B-Dog.
That was
I
a
am not
race.
off yet. Everyone, really quick, welcome in B-Dog, the race official for tonight, and the owner of PRA. Everyone give him a round of applause for just putting this together. We haven't gotten a chance to congratulate him on air yet, so we're going to take the opportunity to do it now. Just a round of applause for B-Dog.
Now, the round of applause needs to go to you. Guys,
I don't know about that.
If you look at the YouTube, all the videos from week 1, we had streaming problems. And so AY took it upon himself to go back and record all the videos and upload them to YouTube before before race number 2. But, alright, I'm shutting my mouth. Rum's in. Yep.
There we go. So welcome in the race winner, Rum Runner. How are you doing, my man? I am doing pretty good. That was a very entertaining race with people trying to keep their cars on track. I was noticing you really gapped everyone by keeping the car on track. How much of a challenge was that coming into, especially into the later stages of the race? Indeed, that is a very fair point. There's really less pressure, so you could take it a little bit easier. I'll say though, even from the get-go, it wasn't just the consistency, it was the raw pace as well. As in qualifying, putting down almost a sub 59. I just have to say that's very impressive lap in qualifying. Well, congratulations to Rum, as that will... B-Dog has some thoughts?
I have some questions. This was your first race in PRA, correct? So you didn't make it into the main race last week at Daytona, right? Okay, well, you didn't let that discourage you. You came back in a big way, and man, you parked it in victory lane. How about that? And that's what we try to provide here at PRA. I mean, it takes a team to run it. Oh, we can't hear Rum. Oh, Rum, can you fix your settings? I'll teach you how to do it. So pull up the party real quick. Then go over to the 3 dots.
Party settings.
And then it should be voice. What is it?
It's broadcasts. Yeah. Yep, should be that
Yes.
one.
Voice allow. All right, we're good.
All right, give us a mic check.
Mic check. I'm here. You got me?
All right, let's listen to the stream here. All right. Hey, why do you want to start it over? I'll mute my mic.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. So we'll restart the conversation. The first question I threw out, you could give a shorter answer to this to save your breath, but going especially into the later stretch of that race as everyone was having trouble with consistency and keeping the car on track with the tire wear, you did a pretty good job of managing that yourself with the gap you had. Do you want to talk about your thoughts on that really quick?
Yeah, managing the gap, getting out to the 3-4 second lead right there, about 8 laps in or so, kind of helped me just manage the tires the rest of the race. I didn't have to push hard into the braking zones or nothing like that, which really led to being able to put down good laps and keep it on the asphalt.
That's right. As also, I didn't ask about this, but managing the chaos of the actual race start itself and making sure you got through all of that.
I think what helped on that one was I was on the inside and he took the outside, so I kind of had the preferred line going into the corner, and I got lucky and made it through.
Position there is always important. And the last thought I have is just to repeat congratulations on the win and that lap time you put down with a 59.007. Almost breaking the 59 barrier in that car is awesome. Now I will hand the questions back over to B-Dog, as I was not aware of that, actually. You're driving out there, I've got to say, I wouldn't have thought this was your first official race in PRA with that drive you had.
Yes.
First one.
Yes. So Rum, he came last week, didn't get a chance to qualify, or he got wrecked out while he was in the lead. And, a lot of guys would get discouraged. At PRA, we say we can't control other drivers. Only thing we can do is try to provide the best on-track content possible. And I feel like the team, everybody, I know I'm the one typing a lot of the messages, but it's a full team that makes this ship run. And the ship wouldn't float if it wasn't for the team. And these guys do a great job week in and week out, from the media team to the officials to our graphics guys, and ultimately down to the drivers for taking time out of their day. And Rum, I just want to personally thank you for showing back up this week after you had bad luck last week.
Yeah, that's part of the game. I mean, one week doesn't dictate how you run the next week. I know I drive good enough that I can run with anybody on this, so things worked out this week, and looking forward to next week at Watkins Glen and see if I can't put it on them again.
Hey, and we have Rum. He's a free agent, so he's a hot on the market type of guy. I'm pretty sure there'll be some team owners talking to him this week for sure.
Hit me up. We'll see what we got.
All right, that's all I got. AY, it's on you.
That's pretty much all I have, too, is that will close us out. Yet again, one more congratulations to Rum. Thank you, B-Dog, for hosting this event. And to everyone else, thank you for watching the race and checking out PRA and everyone here with the PRA family. So next week, as mentioned, we'll be heading to Watkins Glen for the Challenger Series. And for the other two series, Sportsman Series, I do it every time. Tomorrow will be the Challenger Series back at Sardegna. And then Thursday will be the Elite Series. So hoping to see everyone there and checking it out. Once again, AYDY 80, whatever you want to call me, signing out. Thank you for everyone for coming out, and goodbye.